Hello, what's up my YouTube friends? It's your boy again, Glowy George, and guess what guys, in today's video I'm gonna be sharing to you guys trendline strategy. As you guys can see right here in my screen, I've already jotted out some trend lines. So before the end of this video, you are going to know how to trade with the trend, because most of us have already heard this popular saying in the forex industry: always trade with the trend and don't trade against the trend. But I actually want to say something. Please guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. It helps this channel to actually go more faster. I just need you to subscribe. You're giving me the support by just subscribing to the channel. So subscribe to the channel if you're new here to the channel. Then if you're a returning subscriber or returning viewer, please, thanks for returning to this video, and also return back to this video and return back to the next video, because there are a lot of knowledge I would love to share with you guys. So this video wasn't inspired by me. This video was actually inspired by my traders in my community, by forex traders in my community. So if you haven't joined my community, the link is gonna be in the description box. We have been active on this Telegram group. A lot of setups have been shared, a lot of trading signals have been sent here on the group. So we have been actively trading on this group and actually be sharing our setups and ideas about the market on this group. So if you haven't joined this group, join it right now. The link is gonna be in the description box. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So in today's video, just like I said, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to trade trendline, or how to trade trendline. Though trendline is not basically the main strategy that I use in trading the market, but for a sub strategy, I actually make use of trendline. So guys, as you guys can see right here on my screen, let me start from the first one. So you guys already know what's a trend. We have three types of trend in the market. We have what we call the uptrend, right? The uptrend is the trend of the market that is actually going up. That's the market is bullish. Then we have the sideways market, or the consolidation trend. Then you have the one that is going all the way downward. So you guys already know these three type of trends, so I don't need to actually talk more about them. We have the uptrend, the downtrend, and the consolidating market. So like this video guys, as we proceed. Subscribe and also like this video if you haven't. Now, as you guys can see right here, I actually zoomed this because my phone screen is not actually large enough to actually show you guys the data or the information I actually want to share with you guys. That's why I had to minimize. I have to zoom in so that you guys can actually get a clear picture. So as you guys can see in this first one particularly, as you guys can tell, the market overall is actually in a downtrend, and this is actually GBP USD on the 1 hour time frame, right? This is actually GBP USD on the 1 hour time frame. As you guys can see, this is currently a downtrend. We have this first touch right here. This one we didn't have a second touch here, but we actually had a second touch right here. Then in this other one we have the first touch, and then we have the second touch. So what are most traders actually anticipating for? Now they have seen that the market actually respected this trend line here, respected this trend line here, respected this trend line here, and also respected this trend line here. So what me I'll actually be anticipating for is that if the market should come and touch this my trend line again, I'll be looking out to go bullish, right? And if the market should again from here bounce over here and hit this other trend line, I'll be looking out to also sell this market to go bearish. That's what the average trader is gonna be thinking of. But the pro traders, they won't just jump into the market when the market hits this trend line or hits this trend line right here. Those pro traders, when the market reaches this their zone, or actually touch this their zone, they won't just jump in carelessly, just like the way all that top top 95% of traders that fail do. Because top 95% of traders that fail, when they just see the market hitting the zone, they don't want to even wait for any confirmation or any criteria for entry. The only criteria is that it has touched my trend line and I'm gonna go bullish. No, when the market hit this your zone, that's how to gather up confidence before jumping into a trade, right? So when the market hit this your zone, you are looking out for confirmation. You're looking out for candlestick pattern. When the market hit this my zone, I'll be looking out for candlestick pattern that actually indicates a reversal up to the up or down. I'm actually looking out for candlestick that is actually indicating that the market is about to go bullish. That I'll be looking out for bullish engulfing candlestick. I'll be looking out for the sellers or the bears to actually lost momentum in this trade. That's when they lost momentum, the bulls which are the buyers are not gonna jump into this market and actually push this market all the way up. So guys, the key factor or the key thing I actually want you guys to actually notice is that when the market hits your trend line, you don't just jump in immediately, because here in the market we have what we call manipulation. Right, the big banks, the hedge funds, and other huge financial market traders, they actually manipulate the market in order for them to actually make money for themselves. So in order for you to breach, or in order for you to actually bridge the rate by which your trades are being manipulated, you need to actually exhibit what we call patience, because a lot of traders lack what we call patience. For example, the average trader or the new beginner trader, once the market is, because they have heard about trend line and follow the trend, when the market is hitting this trend line, they will just jump in for a buy immediately, and then the market stops them out and start moving on their direction. So you have to wait patiently for the market to actually show you confirmation or type of signal pattern, or sorry, a type of signal that's actually corresponding or aligning with what you're actually anticipating for. If the market is hitting this my zone, I'll be looking out for candlestick that are actually indicating an upwards movement direction, or a movement down to the upwards direction, right? That's what I'll actually be looking for, which is bullish engulfing candlestick pattern and the morning star. So that's for that particular trend line. Now, as you guys can see in this particular one, I already have a trend line. We have this first touch, we have the second touch, we have the third touch, and then we have the fourth touch right here. Then this other upwards trend line, we have this first touch, we have the second touch, and then we have the third touch. So let me actually share with you guys what I'm actually seeing right here. Now, as you guys can see right here, this is actually a good and perfect trend line, but within this trend line we have another sub trend. Like, this is another sub trend line right here. So let me actually share with you guys. This is our first touch on this sub trend line, the second touch on this sub trend line, and the third touch on this sub trend line. So we have this one right here, we have the second one right here, and then we have the third one right here. So what are we actually anticipating for? We're actually anticipating for the market to actually hit these our levels, and when the market hit these our levels, we are actually looking out to actually take action for trade, right? So guys, you have this first one, we have the second one, and then we have this third one, right? So when the market hit this our trend line, we're actually looking to actually take action. Now the market hit this my trend line first, second, and third. Now when the market is hitting again, I'll be looking at what to buy. Now just like what I told you guys that the average traders will do, when the market just saw this trend line, they'll be looking out to buy immediately. But look at guys, as the market saw this trend line, yes, we bought a little, gave us a little pips of profit, and then we reversed all the way down, guys. So this is actually manipulation, and it actually happens in the market. So when you actually get manipulated, your trade actually get manipulated, don't get it hard on yourself, because it actually happens, right? It actually happens. I have experienced it before. So when you experience it, do not be angry, and do not just jump into your next trade aggressively in order for you to make the profit the money that you lost, right? You have to take a break and actually go do another thing else. So the market touched here, and touched here. Now guys, I will extend this my trend line, anticipating for the market to come and hit that trend line again. I'll be looking out for candlestick pattern that is indicating a movement to the downward direction, and that's when I'm actually gonna jump in for my trade. Look at the sub trend actually drew right here. The market touched first, second, and third. When the market came to hit this point, we'll be looking out for the buyers to actually lost momentum and the sellers to jump in full force, giving us candlestick patterns that's actually indicating a movement to the downward direction. Then we jump in for a sell, and then we are making huge profit before the market started reversing all the way up. So when the market wants to reverse all the way up, that's when your knowledge about candlestick patterns will actually come in, so that you won't just end up actually getting out of the trade in loss, or you can better still tell your stop loss so that you won't end up losing this trade. Now, so you guys can see this particular one up right here actually drew another trend line right here. Now, so you guys can see that this is actually a small trend line that's actually just doing something like this, right? Now we have this first touch here, the second touch right here, the third touch, and the fourth touch, the first touch here, the second touch here, and the third touch right here. Now when the market touched my first zone, went all the way up, touched my second, went all the way up. Now it came for this third time, touched this point, now it went all the way up. But when the market hit this zone, don't just jump in for a buy immediately, just like what I've been preaching right here in this video down from the start. You need to wait for candlestick patterns. Don't just jump in carelessly, just like the average traders are gonna jump in. Don't just jump in carelessly. You're waiting out for candlestick patterns, you're waiting out for confirmation for your entry before you jump into this trade. For example, if I have to jump into this one, I'll be waiting for the buyers, for the sellers to lose momentum, then I'm waiting for candlestick pattern, and I'm looking out for fair value gaps, like imbalance that the market needs to fill before I jump in for the trade. But at times, if you know, when you gather up these confluences, you will still end up losing in the market, because losing is actually normal. Even the best traders, the top 5 traders in the whole world, the 5% of traders, they do also take losses. So whenever you take losses, do not just take it personal, and your next trade, don't just jump in aggressively, right? So when the market is hitting those your trend line, don't just jump in carelessly like the average minded traders. jump in as a scientific as let me even use the word scientific, jump in as a trader who has experience in the market and actually knows what he or she is doing. When the market is hitting those your zone, you are looking out for to take actions, but do not just take actions immediately. Wait for your confirmation for entry. Wait for that candlestick pattern. Wait for those buyers and sellers, or those buyers or sellers, to lose momentum before you jump into the trade. And I bet you that just doing that is actually gonna increase your winning rate while trading with the trend line. Now, so you guys can see another one. I think this should be the last one I'm actually gonna be explaining it today. Now we actually have a good trend line right here, and then we have our first touch right here, we have our second touch, we have our third touch right here, and then we have our fourth touch right here. Now what do we notice? We notice that when the market is actually touching that trend line, it is actually reversing all the way up. Now it touched here, and then it touched here. Now for the fourth time when the market came to touch here, the average minded traders, they'll be looking out to buy here. Now those patient traders, they won't lose money, but the average minded traders will just put their stop loss down here below, put their take profit here and jump in for a buy, and boom, the market takes them out, and then came back to our trend line, bounced upon our trend line, and started moving all the way up. So guys, that's what I'm just trying to tell you guys, that you shouldn't just jump into a trade carelessly because it has hit your trend line. Wait for your confirmation for your entry, or for the criteria for your entry be met first, right? Allow those things happen first before you jump into the trade. You know, there are a lot of opportunities that's gonna come in the market. Even though you miss an opportunity for a trend line, you're not gonna miss the next one. Even though you miss the next one, you'll see be more other opportunities. So you have to exhibit patience in order for you to become a more better trader. Exhibit patience. The average minded traders, just like I said here, we just jumping for a sell when the market hits this, we just jumping for a buy when the market hits this their trend line, then they'll be looking out to buy. When they buy, they will stop loss down here, take profit down here. Their stop loss will add up as liquidity here that the big banks or the hedge funds are gonna take before actually putting them back into profit. So that's just it for trend line. There are three types of trend line. We have the uptrend, we have the downtrend, and we have the consolidation market. So that's it for today. I hope you got some value. Join my Telegram community and also subscribe to the channel to be part of the community. My Telegram group, I actually share a lot of trading signals and actually share a lot of my setups. So join the Telegram community. Also follow me up on Instagram. The link is